Good morning, Nigerians. You are now onto the Entrepreneur Spotlight on the Weekend Show. I am Lucy Ojite. Yesterday, we celebrated the annual International Workers' Day, a day to celebrate all who put hard work into the productivity of the country. And happy Workers' Day to everyone, even in the studio this morning. Thank you for all your work. And today, we are going to be looking at work across Africa. Would our work be innovating, not the regular 9 to 5? We see a lot of remote jobs, a lot of work that have actually come with advancement in technology. And we're going to be having that. A quick check. Happy new month. How are your goals going this new month? We are almost half into 2026. And today we are going to be joined by Dr. Gift Chidima Nnamoko Oriaru. She is the founder and CEO of the New Africa magazine and also the founder and CEO of Bergview Villas Construction Company. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right. Being a founder and a serial entrepreneur, because you don't just do the New Africa magazine, you are also into construction, real estate. So how have you been able to manage these two industries, and what do you think is the future of work for Africa?
Okay, first, Africa is endowed with a lot of potential, and one good thing about Africans as the people, we are well informed. Right now, with the new era of AI and communication, people seem to know more than before.
Exactly.
The information is everywhere. The things you could have learned within 4 years, now you can learn them in a month, right? So people are beginning to use those information to create jobs, unlike before. Because before, people work for only survival, then other work because they are passionate about something. But right now with the era of information and quick tool, people are beginning to merge these two together to create better jobs and improve lifestyle in Africa.
Amazing. When they say Africa is a land of opportunities, because we have a lot of problems, and entrepreneurship is basically channeled into problem solving. So we have a lot of problems, and hence we have a lot of opportunities. So let us start with your journey into coming to do the New Africa magazine, into real estate, your own personal. What inspired you to not get a job or go to work, but start your own business?
Okay, first I will say I like the fact that I'm an African, and I wanted change. Because when you watch the TV, you listen to news, you see what other people are doing out there. And what I hate most is when people say Africa is the third world country, and the only thing we know or desire is aid, right? And that makes us feel poor. Okay, so I got inspired, or I wanted to change that narrative to tell the African story differently, in the African way. Because no one can tell our story better than we can tell our story, because this is our story. We wear the shoe, we know where it hurts. And so we started the New African magazine in 2007. And we were just to tell the story, to say Africa is not exactly what you think. It's not exactly how you read it and hear about us, because then when you hear about Africa, you see poor children and all of that.
People living in huts have no access to infrastructure.
In fact, I heard a child in Europe describe Africa as where people coexist with monkeys.
Oh my goodness! Was that when you were in Germany?
So when you talk a regular child in Europe or America, when they think Africa is just where people go there to help them because they are poor. In fact, they barely believe that we have fine houses here. So I wanted to change that narrative.
Telling African stories.
Exactly. But at some point, I realized it's not just to tell the story, but it's to show the story. Because telling the story, is becoming like we talk too much in Africa.
Exactly.
We do a lot of talking but no action. And that is where we moved in from telling the story to teaching people how to become entrepreneur. I've been a business owner for a very long time, 22 years precisely. And in all of that, I've seen failure, I've seen try again, I've seen resilience. Of course, you need a lot of audacity to do business in Africa, basically. And then by the grace of God, we've tried different levels of success to where we are today. And I think what best can we do but to teach people what we know.
Exactly.
So,
you know, I like the fact that you are not just in entrepreneurship, you are trying to pass the torch to the next generation, teaching young entrepreneurs how to survive in your business and from your wealth of experience. So what would you say would be the most challenging thing that young people face when starting up on entrepreneurship? First,
they go into business for wrong reason. You know, one, there are wrong reason of survival. I think that is, you might say survival is legit. Everyone needs to survive. But when you are doing business because you just want to survive, you are going to be confined in just a little, you know, with just your environment. And survival has its lifespan. But when you do business because you want to impact, it leaves the survival state to touching more lives.
That is knowing your reason why.
Exactly.
You know, survival with a lot of poverty, when you wake up and you can no longer feed, afford basic things, the first thing you look at is, how do I survive? And you have clearly stated that survival mentality or having that kind of mindset would not even make you have a successful business.
Exactly.
So how do we change that narrative?
Okay, now, of course, in Africa or generally around the world, everybody, mostly the young ones, they wake up, they tell you, I'm passionate about something, I want to drive my dream, don't tell me what to do, this is what I want. I think that's the Gen Z's language right now. So, but what I do, of course, we started the New African Global Economics Institute to really teach people how to do this thing, because it's not just talking, but instructing them and allowing them watch you do it, or gaining from other people's experience, you know, because mentorship and apprenticeship kind of program. So we're already doing that. But converting ideas is where we start teaching people how to search for their passion, which is relevant. Okay, passion don't pay bills. That's one word. It doesn't pay bills. However, you can find a way to navigate your passion to capture a demand, a niche. Because when you can find out what people need from you and you can create solution for that need, that is how you actually get income. It is not being passionate. Just not a passion.
It is actually solving a need, solving a problem. So, well, as we celebrate International Workers' Day, how would you define work in the African landscape? Do you think the regular 9 to 5 is outdated or is becoming obsolete?
I don't think so, because I have people work for me too. So I wouldn't tell them stop working, everybody go, because not everyone will actually own a business. And there's something I tell my staff, when you come to work, do it as if you're working for yourself. I'm in the real estate space, and the truth is, I tell the sales team, they can make even more money than I do.
We commission and all of the bonuses that
Therefore, you teach them the skill of sales. Because I think that's the one thing people don't take for granted. The skill of communication, the skill of personal branding. Because you are the product before the product. People see you, they like you, they buy from you because they like you. So that is a skill everyone should go, even if you're in a 9 to 5 job or whatever, because you don't know where opportunity means.
Will meet you the demand.
Exactly. So you need to be ready.
You know, if I have taken a lot from this short time conversation that we've had, your branding speaks for you. People buy you before the product you're selling. I think this is a very good place to leave it, Dr. Gift Chidima Nnamoko Oriaru. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Like, you have had it, dear listeners. If you are going into entrepreneurship, you're an entrepreneur and you want to level up your game, take your branding seriously, take your visibility seriously. You've heard from the expert, and you can connect to her on all social media. What's your social media handle?
That's my name, Gift Chidima Nnamoko Oriaru.
All right, you've heard it from her. So for more updates on mentorship, on apprenticeship, like she has said, you can always connect to her. That is why we leave it. We have Tender Chimelu on standby for business updates.